Hey everybody, how's it going? My name's Joe. Welcome back to SNES. This is recap number 56. We're covering, I don't know, obviously you can see what we're covering here. Let's just kick this pig right in the side. First up, we got Out to Lunch. Out to Lunch is a real basic platforming game in the end, actually. You are a little chef running around to catch your ingredients, which have somehow come to life, and then you're throwing them in a cage. It is a vertical platformer, really. It's really akin to kind of like Donkey Kong almost, but very colorful. Very pretty looking. The sprites are small and simple, but they look great. The music and sounds were fine. The music was catchy. It wasn't amazing. It wasn't so overstated that it's going to stick in your head, but it was a really good music track. You can see here there's a lot of jumping involved. You get these bags of flour that you can throw at guys. It's kind of like Salt back in, what did you call it? Burger Time. You know, you get your salt, you throw it on them. You have this little net you have to get, and you catch dudes. And see, there you go, run and drop your food into the cage. And once you have you don't actually have to have all the food in the cage. You just have to have enough. And then it will open an exit door, and you can go to the next level. There is an evil chef who wears black. He will come by and open your cage and let your food run away. You don't want that. You got to stop the evil chef. The levels are themed over different styles of cooking. This one I think is Caribbean cooking. There's also, American, British, Chinese, Japanese, Korean, stuff like that. So it's a neat game. Not one I'd ever heard of, but I enjoyed my play of it, and I think that as platformers go, like it's fun and entertaining. I think it's worth going and looking up. I think I think most people would probably like this game. I gave it a thumbs up for Out to Lunch. Next up, NHL Stanley Cup. Everybody should know by now. 56 recaps in. I am not a sports guy. This is, it's full 5-man hockey, and they did this damn thing where the camera follows the puck. And so the screen is constantly spinning, which is almost nauseating, frankly. But the graphics look decent. The sprites look okay. They scale well. They move, change size based on where they're at on screen. The detail's good. I mean, look at all the stuff on the ice. You got your different rings and circles and loops and cross lines. And then you got the big NHL logo in the middle. And you got the team logos on the ice. I don't care for the fact that the scoreboard takes up like half the damn screen. Like, why could you not have made that real small and then given me more real estate for the picture? But whatever. The real key here is there is depth of strategy to this game, but it picked up and played very, very easily. There's a pass, a shoot, and a slap shot. And then obviously the ability to switch which player you're controlling. But it was actually really enjoyable. I enjoyed this game. It was actually pretty fun to play. The timer on it is fast. I was playing, I think, 5-minute periods, and there's no way those periods were 5 minutes. I mean, I played one game and finished it in like 9 minutes. And that's 3 5-minute periods, and I don't think so. But the game was fun. I did enjoy it. If you're going to look for a hockey game, I can recommend NHL Stanley Cup. Go give that game a look. Thumbs up. Next up, Robocop versus Terminator. This, and you'll probably see it shortly here, is awful. Every level in the game has a flashing light, basically. It's constantly strobing. And because of that strobe, my capture card kept thinking it was turning the picture off. And so the capture card kept blacking out in the middle of me playing it, which is irritating and stupid and made me very, very unhappy. Otherwise, the graphics looked okay. They weren't amazing. They're nothing to write home about, but they were functional. The music was okay. The sound was okay. Everything about the game was just okay, honestly. The control... Robocop, you're playing as Robocop, and he actually moves pretty quickly, much faster than I think Robocop 2 or Robocop 3 me and Joey played earlier in the SNES's life cycle. And he moved really slow and not well. See, there went the capture card, blacked out. And you can't even hardly see the strobing effect in the gameplay or on the capture footage because, yeah, see, there was a strobe. But it's doing that. I mean, it's really flashing, and you just can't see it in the capture. The point is, Robocop moved well. His real issue was his jumping. He jumps like a foot off the ground very slowly, very deliberately. And then your control of your gun. You can fire in the 8 directions on the joypad, but it's real hard to get them set up to do that. Like, it just was not easy to control him. And really, that's the downfall of the game. Just the controls. See, look, he tanks out pretty quick. Look at him go. Him and his, looks like he's got chicken legs, which is weird, but not an awful game, but not one I would recommend. I don't think it's worth playing. I don't think it's worth looking up unless you got a real thing for Robocop and Terminator. So thumbs down, Robocop versus the Terminator. Next up, Pink Goes to Hollywood. This is Pink Panther, obviously. Basically, the story on this one is you went to Hollywood and you pissed off Inspector Clouseau, and now he's trying to catch you and ruin your career as a Hollywood movie star. This is a platforming game. This is essentially right here is like a hub world. It's like Giant Land, you know. You're on a movie set and everything's extra big. And from here, there are other levels like you can go into the Robin Hood movie or you go into the refrigerator, you know, just a couple different weird things. The game actually doesn't look terrible. I thought it looked okay. Good color usage, decent level design. Let me rephrase that. Decent level theming. How about that? Decent level theming. Level design actually left a lot to be desired. But everything looked okay and acceptable. The music was the Pink Panther theme. But in each level, the Pink Panther theme had a little bit of a variation on it to kind of go with that level's theme, so to say. So that was nice. Otherwise, the sound was fine. It was acceptable. It was what you expected. Gameplay was a real problem. You control like a bag of apples, like for lack of better statements. It's real slippery. Everything, you have a momentum in this game, and everything is like moving on ice. Your jumps have to be kind of more exact than you want them to be. It's real easy to miss things and fall off ledges. Everything, you only get 2 hits. You're wearing a hat. You get the first hit like knocks off your hat. The second hit kills you. And there is a lot of stuff flying at you in this game. You get at best 5 lives is what you start with. And I think 3 continues. And boy howdy, you're going to burn through them awful fast. Now you can see me obviously not dying here because this footage was taken later in the game when I was pissed off, and so I was cheating with invulnerability because I was like, I want to see more to this game than the first stage or 2. So I did. I cheated and saw them, and what I saw was not enough to impress me to recommend this game to anyone. It was a thumbs down. I liked Pink Panther. I did not care for his game. You're not going to see it, but there was one level where you're swimming through a jar of pink lemonade and there are straws everywhere, and every time you get near a straw it sucks you up and spits you back to the beginning of the level, and that level infuriated the hell out of me because it was just so easy to the controls are so bad that it was so easy to like hit that straw. Oh, there's the pink lemonade. Point is, thumbs down. Heavy thumbs down. Don't look this game up. Don't play it. It's not worth your time, not worth your effort. I'm going to sit here for just a second, maybe. I paused it right there. I'm probably talking to the people in the chat room. Yeah, we're not going to wait for me to get sucked up by a straw. The point is, it's not worth playing. Don't do it. Last up, finally, we have Steel Talons. This is a helicopter combat game. And I want to say it's kind of akin to Desert Strike, but it's also akin to like race driving. So you can see from the visuals here that it's a limited color palette. The background looks nice, like the cloudy background, but it really is a limited color palette. It attempts to do a polygonal helicopter combat game. And other than the Super FX chip games, and that might actually be going too far, because Star Fox was really the only one of those that ran well. Polygon games did not run well on the Super Nintendo. They just didn't. Race driving, stunt driving. There were a couple others I think we've played at this point. none of them have ran well. This one, it didn't run awfully. It did chug in spots, and the frame rate was kind of bad. There was no music. Well, I'd say, shit, I can't remember if there's music. I literally just played it the other day. If there was music, it was completely, it was too low, or it was completely forgettable. The sound otherwise is your machine guns and your missiles and explosions, which is kind of, there's a little bit of engine chopper noise, the big problem with this game was, again, controls. So many of these games, the issues are controls. And this one, once you get going forward, you have, kind of like Pink Panther, a lot of momentum. And it is real hard to slow down, stop, go backwards, or make a turn. Like, you'll start to make a turn, and then when you're ready to, like, not turn, your helicopter is still spinning. So it gets real hard to control. I did get about 6 missions into this game. Most of the missions are this. They are just repeats of this to an extent. You're flying around a square box area, killing the enemies. And it's kind of like Super Battle Tank. You can fly from one side of the map off of it onto the other, which is kind of cool. There is a limited amount of fuel and a limited amount of lives. There are infinite continues. But every level, even if you succeed in killing everything and not dying, your pass-fail is based on a timer. So you can see the timer over there above my altimeter, just to the left of the mini-map. And I'm at 2 minutes, 27 seconds here. But most levels are like, 2.5 to 3.5 minute timers. And if you don't finish it within that time, it's a fail. You have to do it again. It's kind of a neat concept. It's not blocking you into actually, like, I don't know. I was okay with it. I guess I could see the irritation of it. Like, if you take your time and kill everything and then find out, like, oh, I didn't do it fast enough, so I have to do it again, would be kind of irritating. I don't know. The game actually played okay. Like, I didn't mind playing the game the time I spent with it. There are a couple levels, this one right here, where you have to fly down these canyons, and this is hard as hell because, like I said, the momentum. The first time I did this, I crashed, I don't know, like 20 times in a row. It was bonkers difficult. But eventually I did get the hang of it. In the end, I gave this game a thumbs down. It's not worth looking up. It is an early attempt at polygonal graphics again, and as such, does not look great, does not play great. It's very limited in scope, in my opinion. So I would not find it. I would not recommend it. It is a thumbs down. So 2 ups and 3 downs this week, unfortunately, for episode 56 recap. But we get 57 coming up, and there's a couple sports games in there and a battleship game, which I'm sure ain't going to be great. So, yeah, that to look forward to. Thank you for hanging out with me and checking out the recap episode. Thank you for everybody who continues to watch the shows after I post them on YouTube from our Twitch feed. We appreciate you, and we will see you again very, very soon. See you later.